if you're looking for a party that doesn't respect local people and local decision-making, it is the SNP. It overrules 50% of councils on planning appeals. It did not consult local authorities with regarding its own council tax policies, and it doesn't pass on funding from the UK government designed for its local authorities to those bodies. I think our values are fine. I think the Honourable Lady should look to her own party if she wants some improvement. I grow tired each week of reading out statistics to her about the performance of her own government. But since she invites me again, let me just give her two that address the issues that she raises. In England, the NHS 18-month waiting lists are down by 94% since September 2021. And in Scotland, if you are a doctor or a head teacher, you will be paying approximately £2,000 more in tax. I will continue to do my duty to this House and just remind the SNP of their appalling record in government, which is obvious to everyone except them. Her party that have been subject to 22 and counting, I think, police investigations. The Serious Fraud Office is investigating GFG, the company to which the Scottish National Party gave hundreds of millions of pounds to guarantee jobs which never materialised, and also just happened to be sponsoring their party conference at the same time. The Honourable Lady likes to lecture my party about values. I'll just ask her, which party is it whose leader smirked while people booed the national anthem? Whose party is it whose activists called BBC reporters traitors? Whose party is it that bullied Conservative Party members attending a conference in Scotland to the extent that it made national news? Whose party is it whose behaviour was so horrific towards its own elected representatives that they said they suffered panic attacks and some of them have crossed the floor? And who is it that is responsible for the bile-fueled rants that are so evident in Hansard? Once the Honourable Lady has clocked that all these things are her party, she might reflect on why that is the case and the appalling legacy that such a warped, irresponsible displacement activity has ceded to a generation of Scottish children. A wrecked education system, a widening attainment gap, fewer teachers, maths scores declining in every PISA survey, science at a low record, and plummeting literacy rates. But they will have, of course, somewhere safe and warm in which to take heroin. I'm not going to take any lectures from the Honourable Lady about values, responsibility, or performance in office. This is why I will get up every week and stand up and fight against the slopey-shouldered separatism evidenced by the SNP. Given that they have been in power for 16 years and every single one of those years their budget has been 20% higher than England, who does she think it is that is responsible for Scotland's declining A&E performance, increased waiting times, 70% hike in drug-related deaths, 10% increase in the attainment gap, the 10 years they've been missing their cancer targets and their housing targets, or rising crime or soaring violence in schools, or the lowest police numbers since 2008, and the 1,700 fewer teachers? Who does she think it is that is responsible for the fact that some police forces are not even investigating certain offences, and they're warning them that soon they will not be able to attend call-outs? Who does she think it is that is responsible for plummeting international rankings in maths, literacy and science? Who does she think it is that has snaffled more than half of the £1 billion in extra tax Scottish residents have to pay, which never reaches public services? And she talks about Scottish school children. Who is it that has chosen to pay so much less to Scottish schools per pupil than anywhere else in the UK? Given that the autumn statement has given the Scottish Government an additional £545 million, and we are about to hear their budget, I think it is a pretty safe bet that it will not be spent wisely. By all means, the Honourable Lady can send me what she likes, but I have to say there is a trend here, and I think that Scottish SNP supporters will soon be outnumbered by the numbers of pandas in her local zoo.